Alright, let's say we wanted to complete the square for the following expression, x squared minus 6x minus 11. Now, the first thing you want to do when you want to complete the square is you need to first assess if a is equal to 1, and once a is equal to 1, you have to add 1/2 b squared. Okay, so in this case, a is equal to 1, right? And the a is basically referring to the format of trinomials in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. A and b we stated were coefficients and c is a constant, right? Now in this case a is 1, so what's going to really help me to do this is I'm going to write down my a term, which is 1, b term, which is -6, and you want to add 1/2 b squared. So let's figure out what 1/2 b is. So 1/2 b here is -3, and 1/2 b squared is basically -3 squared, which is 9. Okay, so I figured that out. Now I want to add 1/2 b squared, so I'm going to add this to the expression. So if I add this to the expression, what's going to happen is you get x squared minus 6x minus 11 plus 9. Now you can't just add 9 to an expression, right? You can't just add any number to an expression and expect it to stay the same. So I'm going to offset that by subtracting 9. So in this way I've not changed the expression at all. Now, basically, the first two terms and the 1/2 b squared term that you added, they form something called a perfect square trinomial. So I'm going to group these guys together. So you get x squared minus 6x plus 9 minus 11 minus 9. So this forms a perfect square trinomial, right? And because this forms a perfect square trinomial, we want to factor this perfect square trinomial. So I'm going to factor the perfect square trinomial, and you can factor a perfect square trinomial when a is equal to 1 in the form of x plus 1/2 b squared. Okay, so this would work for all perfect square trinomials when a is 1. So in this case, all of the x squared minus 6x plus 9 can turn into x. 1/2 b here is -3, so x plus -3 squared. Good. And we basically get, for the remainder, we get -11 minus 9 on the outside, so we get -20. So this you can actually kind of simplify as x minus 3 squared minus 20. You can see that this is really the same thing as our expression here, but this is basically in its completed square format. Okay, and you can see that it kind of resembles vertex form of a quadratic function or equation, and this is a really useful tool in determining the vertex.